Hi everyone, and welcome to this explanation of the new Tribe Forex Quattro. It's a phenomenal piece of software that I will be presenting. It's not brand new, guys. Actually, we used to trade this with FX Edge for many years. So this software is about 5 years old. I would say that has been commercially traded in the markets, and so for that reason it's got a very good track record, long-term track record. It's a great piece of software, really works really well. The strategy works extremely well, and I decided to go ahead and share it with you because of its performance. So let's just go ahead and talk about the performance really quickly. Then I'm going to talk about installation very quickly, and then I'm going to talk about how to use it, how the actual strategy works, which is very simple. All right, so first up, what is the Quattro? How does it work? It's a phenomenal piece of software, and here's where we are on the Quattro. This is what the Quattro looks like, the Quattro's performance, and this is the performance over the last year since it's been trading. Okay, so it's about 15 months of trading here that you can see, and 16 months. And so we just got out of a trade. We entered into a sell here on the Quattro, and you can see that it closed out here for a big profit, a very good profit here. The performance is as such. So it currently has about an 80% win ratio, 79.5% win ratio, 2.34 profit factor, which means that for every dollar at risk, it makes $2.34. And over the last year, it has made about 180% profit using 2% risk. Okay, so that is our that's our Quattro. Really powerful, really powerful, and it's being traded only on the euro dollar. So, and the euro dollar 4 hour, nothing else. So, if you look at that by itself, it's just an exciting piece of software, exciting strategy. What else is there to tell you about it? It's actually in your back area if you look for it, but here's another good point to know. It has made mostly winning months. So it's showing 17 months of returns here and 16 months and a half, right? So what we're seeing is that most months have been winners, and then you've had a couple months of losing months, right? So it's a really phenomenal piece of software that has tremendous capacity to get us profits completely on autopilot. Really phenomenal there. We had a great month in March, and we're starting off pretty well here in April as well. All right, so having said that, let's go ahead and install it. So the installation process, guys, is really simple and straightforward. We're going to go to our Tribe Forex homepage. You'll go to downloads, and in the download section you'll see Tribe Forex Quattro. You will save this file. You will open it up. You will run the installer. Accept. And it will automatically install the software. Okay, you go through the process, you will exit, you will reopen your platform. Really simple. Okay, now when you reopen your platform, all you're going to do is go into the upper left hand corner to the file where it says new chart, or you see the plus sign in the upper left hand corner. You're going to select euro dollar. Now before you do anything else, go to 4 hour. Right click, go to templates, and Tribe Forex Quattro, and it will open up the Tribe Forex Quattro. Now if you look very carefully, well, first of all, this is the first time that you're using our software, you will have to put your username and password in, which should be the email address that you registered for Tribe Forex with. That will be your username and password. So now you've got a frowning face most likely on your Quattro. You need to make sure that auto trading is engaged, and then all of a sudden this should be a smiling face. Now if that still doesn't give you a smiling face, open up double click on the smiling face and go to common. Make sure allow DLL imports is clicked and allow live trading is checked. Okay, that's it. All right, so now what do? The only other thing that you will have to do at this point is to make sure that auto buy is depressed. You can see here it just became very, very green, and auto sell is depressed as well. It became more red, more pink. Okay, so the only other thing that I would say is that I like my balance to be 2. I like to use 2% risk. And pretty much everything else is the way that it should be. So you're going to make sure that it's euro dollar 4 hour, that the auto buy and auto sell are depressed, and I like my risk to be at 2%. Okay, and that is it. That's all you got to do. Nothing else. Basically, it's going to do everything else for you. All right, so you can see. So that's it for the installation and for the actual setup for it to run. Now I'm going to talk to you about about the actual strategy. How does the strategy work? So I showed you before, I showed you the performance of this strategy. Now you can easily manually trade this strategy yourself. So this is how the strategy works. And I'm actually going to put some levels on here so we can be very, very clear about it. Right now we're using 25 as a level, and we're using 75 as also a level. Click OK. Oops. Okay, so guys, basically how this works is, if we have a change from green to red, like right here. So if we have a change from, let's see, green to red, right here, you see how this bar changes from green, where my cursor is? Oops. We have a change from green to red, then we'll get into a sell. You can see that this trade, at that moment that we have one bar that's red and it's closed and it goes on to the next bar, we get in on this trade. You simply just take that trade as soon as you get that first change from green to red, right here. The only other criteria is that the value be below 25 here on the Quattro. When we have those two criteria met, we will get into a sell. You can see that it went for 120 pips. Now, how do you determine your stop loss and your take profit? Well, on the closed bar, the red bar that meets our criteria, you're going to look at the volatility right below it. And the volatility, if you hold it on it, it says 32. Well, right now, 32. So you're going to need your calculator for this perhaps. So we currently have our stop loss and our take profit set to 1.5. So it's going to be 1.5 times that 32. Okay? So that would be 48 for us if my math is correct. And so that means that we're going to have a 48 pip stop loss and a 48 pip take profit. So as soon as we have 48 pips here, we're going to get out of the first position. And the second position is going to continue to move down. You can see that it ends up going down for 120 pips. So let me show you another trade. So here we have a change from red to green. This one's not going to count, however. It's just below our level. And so because of that, we don't get to get in on that trade. Right? It's below our 25 level. It's got to be above 25. So we're going to look for another change from green to red or red to green. This one turns out to be a loss for us. The change from green to red, which is viable. And then now we get another change from red to green. We get in on this one. We get a change from red to green. Right? It's change from red to green, number one. Number two, it's above 25. Great. And so on that bar, we're going to see how much the volatility is. The volatility is 34 on that. So that means that we're looking for 51 pips of profit and 51 pips stop loss. Okay? So on here, you can see that, oops, here, there we go. Here we have a change from red to green. We're going to get in on the next bar after the first green bar. Our stop loss is going to be 51 pips, which we don't hit, and our take profit is going to be 51 pips. And you can see that we hit the first take profit, and price comes back and closes us out at break even. Now again, we have a change from red to green. From green to red, sorry. Now the bar is, for the red bar, is just 1 point too high. So we don't get in on that one. Okay? But then now we get another change from red to green. That change from red to green gives us another entry for the buy. It's above 25. It's a change from red to green. We'll get in on the next bar here, or the software will for us. And our stop loss is going to be 1.5 times whatever the volatility is. What's the volatility? You can also use your control your data window to the right, to the left. So the data window will tell you, if you look right here, what the volatility is when you hold your cursor over that bar. So change from red to green, the first green bar gives us a volatility of 35, which is going to give us an approximate stop loss of 52 to 53. Okay, so that's 53 pips of stop loss, 53 pips of take profit. You can see that price goes down about 30 pips, 35 pips, and then goes in our direction 383 pips. Okay, so we get some profit out of that one. Big time move up here, or 430 pips from the bottom to the top. But from when we entered, about 380 pips or so. Okay, so that's the next trade. Now we've got to change from green to red here, and that meets our criteria. Below 75, a change from green to red, we'll get into another sell, and you can see that trade went well as well. It went 150 pips. And the volatility on that one is pretty large volatility, 130 pips. Okay, so big volatility here, and it goes for 150 pips. All right, next one is a change from red to green. It doesn't give us that. We don't get on that trade because below 25. And the next one on the way down is red to green. It doesn't give us that either because it is above 75. So now a change from red to green will give us another buy trade. And we're looking for 60 pips. Okay? So we get in on this trade on the next bar. Oops, this one. Yep, here. And here we're looking for 65. We don't quite get it. Comes down, actually stops us out for a loss. All right, so this one is another buy though, change from red to green. It meets our criteria. It's looking for 40 pips. Take profit, 40 pips stop loss. We get in here, goes against us 15 pips, goes in our direction, hits our first take profit. We make money. Here, red to green, or green to red. We're still in that trade, by the way, so we don't get into that. When you're in a trade already, you don't get into the next trade. All right. So then here we have a change from red to green again. And we're looking for, on this one, 36 pips for a take profit. And you can see here that it goes straight up, hits its take profit, actually has a maximum favorable excursion of 72 pips. And here we go again. We have a change from red to green because it comes back down and hits our stop loss at break even. So we're out of that trade. We have a change from red to green, and from there we have 55 pip, which puts us at about 82 pips. It's going to look for as far as the take profit is concerned, and a stop loss. So in the next bar we get in here, we're looking for 82 pips. We don't get it till down here. It goes 122 pips in our direction, then closes out at break even. Here we have a change from red to green. It doesn't quite make it. We get a change from green to red, gives us another sell. And the sell is looking for 60 pips. We get in and it goes down for 150 pips of profit. Red to green again. This one is not valid. The green bar is just slightly, actually it is, it's positive. We barely make it. It gets us into what would seem to be a buy trade. That's good for 45 pips. And ends up going for profit up to 250, 260 pips. All right, so we have a change. So we're in the trade all the way up here, and then finally get out up here. By the way, none of these would have been valid sells anyway. Then we get our first change from red to green, from green to red, and then we can get into a sell trade here perhaps. Meets our criteria. We're looking for 60 pips. Goes against us about 30 pips, 35 pips, and then drops for a maximum favorable excursion of 400 pips, and finally gets closed out somewhere in here. Now we're actually setting up, guys, on the day of this video. We have a change from green to red. If this bar closes, we're going to get another opportunity for a sell trade. So we have a change from green to red. That first red bar has to be below 75. If that bar closes below 75, then we get in on the next bar, which is going to give us our sell, and hopefully will take us to more profit. Okay, and it looks pretty good from where I'm sitting right here. Okay. And so that, guys, is our Quattro. So once again, it has about an 80% win ratio, 79.53%, 2.34 profit factor, and has done about 180% over the last year. Enjoy this trade. I'm glad to be able to give it to you, to offer it to you, to have it for you for the retail market. And I really just hope that you take advantage of it. Guys, it's only for the euro dollar. It works on the 4-hour time frame, and it's a set and forget. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to put any lines on your charts. There's nothing else to do. Guys, if you have any questions, just simply post below this video so that we can help you and really fulfill on what you're trying to fulfill on here with this trade and with your time at Tribe Forex. It is a set and forget trade. You don't have to do anything else. I wish you guys all the best. Okay, guys, I almost forgot. I didn't go through the inputs with you, which I should do if I'm going to do this thoroughly. So let's go over the inputs here for the Quattro. So if you double click on the smiling face, it's going to give you certain inputs, and I'll tell you what they do. Okay, so the first one, don't worry about that. That's for me. I should probably take that off at some point. It's going to just detect what the time is, and so we just try to verify the timing so it's all right there. Auto off. What that means is that we have it set to false right now, and that means that every time it takes a trade, it automatically turns off the software. So after that one trade, it turns off, can't take another trade. We have that false because the Quattro will take trades ongoingly on its own. It doesn't need any kind of babysitting. Stop and reverse. Stop and reverse would occur when we get stopped out for a loss, and then we would get back in on the other side. So if we're in a buy trade and the buy got stopped out for a loss, then we would just simply get into a sell and continue to take the trade all the way down, which we're not doing right now. SL factor, that's our stop loss. So basically what we do is we times whatever our SL factor is, multiply it by the volatility of the trigger bar, okay? So if the Quattro just had a change from green to red, then we look at that bar right below it and the volatility for that bar, and then we would take that and multiply it by the SL factor. So right now, for instance, if we have a 40 pip volatility, then we times that 40 pips by 1.5, which would be 60 pips, and then we would use that as our stop loss, and here our TP factor is 1.5 as well, so we'd also use it for our take profit. So we'd have a 60 pip stop loss, 60 pip take profit. Fixed slots. Now some of you don't want to use position sizing. Right now we use position sizing. What does that mean? That means that we use a percent of your account. Okay, so if we have a $100,000 account and we have a 2% risk per trade, we'll simply just take a $2,000 risk on the account, okay? Maximum, no matter what the stop loss is. That's position sizing. If we use lot size, if we say lot size is true and we set our lot size to 1 lot, no matter how many pips the stop loss is, we're going to use a 1 lot trade always. So we have that set to false because we're currently using position sizing, which means that we get to say how much we risk per trade. Max open orders. So lot size you can set to, we've got it set to 0.1, but you can set that to 1 lot. You can set it to 2 lots, whatever you'd like it to when you hit the true button there. Max open orders. This means that right now we can only open one order at a time, 1 trade at a time. However, if we are looking for and are expecting to have a multiple trade opportunities like in this last run, we can actually set it to take multiple trades. So we'll have the first trade that was taken up here at the top, then we'll have another opportunity here and another opportunity here, and we just had another opportunity down here, okay? And that is max open orders. So you set that to 2, and then all of a sudden now you can take another trade if you're already in a trade. It's what we call an add-on trade, meaning you have your original trade and then now you have an add-on trade, an additional trade that you can take in the market. Balance percentage. Currently we have it set at 1%. I personally like to have mine at 2%. You just simply change that to 2% if you're using position sizing. Minimum stop loss, we currently have it set to 20, which means that at any time, even if we have a very small volatility, we will only be able to take the smallest minimum size, or the minimum size of the stop loss we will take at any time is 20 pips. That will be the smallest stop loss we will ever have, according to the minimum stop loss. You can change that. Trailing stop, we currently have it set to 5. That should be at 12. And in the next version, I'll make those corrections. Trail bars are just how many bars will trail our stop by after we hit our first take profit. Okay? So we don't use trailing pips, we use trailing bars. Okay? Maximum slippage. That means that if we miss a trade, if the market moves hard and our broker doesn't get us into a trade within 3 pips of where we should be getting in, we won't get into the trade. So we have to get in within 3 pips of where we wanted to get into the trade, or it won't get us into the trade at all. So stealth, SL, and TP. So basically right now is you'll notice that if I show you a trade, you will not see a stop loss or a take profit. Okay? So if you look down here, you will not see a stop loss. You will not see a take profit. They're all set to 0. Okay? Well, that's so that your broker will not see your stop loss or your take profit and take advantage of it. Okay, so the broker will never know when you're trying to get out of a trade, what level you want to get out of a trade. We call that stealth mode. Okay, that's our Stealth SLTP. It only shows up on your chart. It doesn't show up anywhere else. Okay. And so dashboard, you can also make that false, and your dashboard will not show up on your chart. I'll show you that right now. And you can change the colors of your dashboard. Right now we have it set to gold and a dark gray background. You can change that. I'll show you. And at any given time, I can turn that off. I can simply hit the X in the upper left-hand corner, and then all of a sudden my dashboard's gone. And then I can bring it back again. Okay. And guys, that pretty much sums it up. That's everything that you've got here on your Tribe Forex Quattro. You can change the balance, you can change the TS bars, but you have to hit set after you're done. 12 set for TS bars, 1.5 SL factor you can change. Stealth SLTP you can turn on and off just by clicking it. Delete pending, close all trades. You can close all trades just by clicking the button there. And you can change from fixed lots to, you know, account percents, which we have account percent as default. That's our position sizing. Guys, that is everything that I left out in the first recording of the video. And so happy trading. Enjoy your Quattro. It is an awesome piece of software. Bye-bye.